Hi, this is Melissa with BeEnspired. Thank you so much for coming back for another episode. Today I want to talk about my experience in my Qhht session yesterday. It was very, very, very interesting. I don't think I've ever done anything like that before. It was a great session. Um, I can't put a lot of it into words, and it was like a lot of it is very personal to me and dealing with my own, personal blocks. We all have our blocks that may be holding us back. What is this? Fear, um, confidence, the way that you think about yourself, your perceptions. But it was really interesting because QHHT does a past life regression, and whether you believe in that or not, it is very interesting just to come in with an open heart and an open mind and to just basically see what happens. Personally, I really do not want to get into um, what my personal session was, and the things that I went through, on the web here, because that's very personal to me, and these are my things that I would like to keep private. But in general, I would like to kind of maybe tell you a little bit about the session, and I feel like what I learned and kind of reflecting on it. And it was really interesting as well. I had some very, very interesting dreams last night, that really kind of put me in a different space, as to what's going to happen in my life, or just to allow me to be open to things. So that was a really, really positive experience to have. I guess my only one thing that I wish that I hadn't had done was to have that uh, caffeine, that matcha green tea soy latte venti the day before, because I even felt that even last night. I had trouble even sleeping for 2 days in a row. I guess that I've been off of coffee for a while, and it just was very, very interesting to me, how much it really affected me, and I did feel it did affect the session. But whatever came through, I feel like it definitely came through. I feel different, I will say. Um, but it's about implementing the changes and actually turning your life around and having a different perspective and a different outlook, no matter what kind of your situation is. So when we started the session, it was definitely like a nice meet and greet. I really appreciated taking time with the practitioner and telling her my life story in about 2 hours, which I thought was really interesting. We kind of did that. We kind of broke that down for a while, and then we kind of got emotional, and I definitely explored emotions from there. And then we went through and we did a past life regression. We went through a meditation, and then we went through a past life regression of 3 past lives. And after the 3 past lives, each one was kind of shown to me. It was interesting. The first one, I was even like in like a little egg, like in like the little a little cell, and kind of growing inside. And I actually remember being birthed as a fetus, which was really crazy. And it wasn't particularly this life. And like I said, I don't even know if I was making this stuff up or if it was real, but you know what? I just had to go with it. And like I said, very, very interesting. I'll tell you, past life. I was a pirate in a past life. I thought that was interesting. And another one, I was a guy, and I had like a very well-to-do family. In the first past life, I couldn't tell whether I was male or female. I didn't really know, but it was really interesting to kind of have a different dynamic. And then we kind of went from there, exploring these past lives, and then we went through on my list of 25 questions that I had to answer, and recorded that. Interestingly, the room was very, very cold when I went into it, but I did have blankets and stuff, and I got very, very hot very quickly. So, but I will say, like, even during the session, there were things where I can't even explain it. Like I said, I don't even know if I was really making it up or not. I just kind of just went with it to see what this hypnosis session was all about. I don't even know if I feel particularly if it was like a hypnosis. I did feel it under some trance at sometimes, but I feel like a lot of the things were just pictures or images that were coming up to me and that I was speaking about very clearly and concisely, so as best to my knowledge. So what has been recommended is that I take a listen to the material again, and I was given like a little USB stick. So on that USB stick, I'm going to take a listen and see about the questions that I had and answered, and it definitely told me, though, that I'm on the right path of working in entertainment and, following that perspective or passion in my life. Like I said, I've been feeling very kind of up in the air about where things are. I've been a lot more politically minded lately, and I did say I needed to take baby steps with my politics. So that's one thing, and I feel like that's very. I think that's good. Just baby steps. See where it takes me. It wasn't. I didn't get any definite yes, nos, or anything like that. But I don't know how to explain it. I just, like I said, it's very personal to me, and there's a lot of things that came up in regards to my life, the way I look at things, how I could change things, how I can turn around and, be more active. I think what I thought was very interesting is that it did come out that I needed to take a lot more action, and that's kind of why I'm doing this series as well, so I can actually take some direct action and talk to you and have something and publish it. It was also brought to my attention too, I don't know if I talked about this before, but I don't have like an intro. I'm not editing this. I'm not breaking things down and putting it in a perfect little package. I could do that definitely, but I didn't. I thought myself about the time constraint. That's putting another, could be half hour into something, and I'm not sure if I want to be putting that kind of clarity and perfection or rightness into this particular project of mine. With this project right now at this current time, it's kind of to see what's unfolding for me, what's changing, and what's different in my life, and what is holding me back, and what can move me forward into a space where I really need to be. I think one of the things that really came up in the session was definitely being more confident and just asking for help, asking people for help, just getting out there and not worrying what other people think about you, or money, or how much things cost, or resources, but just going out and asking, and be very clear and definite in those asks, and see where universe or spirit takes you from there, because there's so much more that you can definitely get to and move forward in your life, but you can't keep like isolating yourself, and that's kind of what I have a tendency to do. I need to just be authentic and real with myself, and just to experience the journey as much as I can as possible. And that, I guess, is definitely one of the things that really stood out to me is I guess in my past life, or a lot of things, I guess, so far in this life, I haven't been allowed to do a lot of things that I wanted to do at an earlier age. And so I was always doing things that I didn't want to do. So I now have a chance to turn things around and do things that I want to do. And I need to really just embrace it and just keep going with it, I guess, and not hindering myself back, or thinking, what is this going to cost, or how much this is going to take, or time, or in my mental state and my resources, what is available to me, what is not, what can I do, what can I share, how can I participate, how can I serve. There are just so many different ways to be active, and I was just very clear. And one thing that stood out to me, I keep on going over my dreams from last night, which is really interesting. And I had this dream of kind of like almost being like at I was like the Sea World or something like that, like a show with the animals, and in the water with the animals and seeing the fins in the air. And I remember seeing a shark's fin in the water, and I wasn't scared, and seeing different animals and things in the water. And I also remember too, I was looking up at the sky, and the sky was bright blue and so beautiful. And I remember seeing this gigantic orca or killer whale in the sky, and it was kind of like just swimming in the sky with its tail up. And it was like, had its tail like, you know, going, kind of doing its thing. That was really interesting. And even had some dream of some fuzzy spider and all of these different things that kind of like popped up. And I know that a lot of people really, you know, some people will say, dreams are just dreams. There's nothing of them. It doesn't mean anything. But I really do believe our subconscious is definitely working things out for us that, you know, we may not see so clearly to ourselves in, you know, our current world and where we're at in our material lives. But to actually, you know, be in a spiritual life, in a spiritual conception, that there's definitely something beyond us and the energy basically that we have, you know, here on this earth, or maybe other earths, or however. So like I said, I just don't know what you believe, and you know, sometimes going into these things, you have to have an open heart and an open mind in order to get the healing that you need. There was one other part I thought was interesting, like this, my higher self would do these scans, like body scans in this, and I actually felt like warmth in my heart area. I felt like gold light or some type of gold entity or something going through me. I felt like it going through my cells and growing and becoming this warmth region. It was really, really interesting just to feel it and experience it, and just to see. I also have noted that while doing some research, people have gotten help with some of their health issues on this. And so I mentioned some kind of things like, you know, back pain or something that, you know, was bothering me. And I do actually feel better. So I'm going to see how this goes, though, for the next couple of weeks, and just see how I progress with this change in my life, and kind of going into things with an open heart and an open mind, and having the clarity about things, and kind of separating a lot of certain desires. And I guess that was really the desire, I guess, to survive, succeed, thrive. All these things were definitely coming up into the physical universe, you know, the physical things of what makes us stay here in this realm. And that was very, very, very apparent to me as well. I even feel now when I'm walking around that house today, I'm having insights that just kind of come to me, and little blurbs of information. So, like I said, I just don't completely understand what happened, but I definitely feel a shift happen and a change. I want to just make sure that whatever is going to happen, that it's a part of my life, that it's just it's going to change, and it's going to grow into something that I couldn't even imagine where I am in this point in my life at this time. You know, even looking back on my life right now, it's like I've had a YouTube channel for many, many years, and maybe even started a couple other ones. But, you know, I think the thing is, I should have been doing this, just talking to you guys and speaking things years ago. And I find that to be really interesting, you know, kind of looking back at, you know, all these shoulda, coulda, wouldas. There's no really shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You think you know certain things, you know about yourself deep down, and it's about just taking action. So it's as simple as that. It's really simple as taking action, asking for help, getting other people on board with you, letting other people know that you care, and going from there, you know, or what you care about, or what's going on in your life. I don't know. I just saw so many great things in this experience that I had, and I learned so much, and I feel like I definitely It almost came like, you know how a lot of people say, like, you choose your family that you're born. Some people believe that, you know, you're just born into your family, that's it. Some people born that you choose the family into that you're born, but I feel like this family that I was born, or this life that I have chosen, was not really chosen by me. I feel like it was chosen by others that put me in this life through this experience that I had. And like I said, be open to it. It was just very weird. You can believe it or not. That's your take on it. If you think it's crazy, like I said, a lot of people, they go through this and they're like, I don't know if I'm making it up or not, but I just want to come with you that disclaimer. There were some things that happened with me that definitely made a change, and I just want to see how this is actually going to help me go forward in my life, and to continue to create a life that I want to love, or a life that I want to love, that's for sure, a life that I want to live, and a life that makes me feel like I'm doing what I want when I want, and I'm able to, you know, live and support myself, and you know, be a contributing member of society. And I think that's basically all I have to say. I could keep rambling on and on and on and on and on and on more things, but um, like I said, great, interesting dream. Always pay attention to the dreams that you get. There's little messages that are coming for you that you need to be aware of. Things are working themselves out in the subconscious and the conscious, and the way that they speak to each other. So really, really be open to exploration. So thank you a lot for your time today. And this is Melissa with BeEnspired, and I hope that my journey is maybe inspiring you to take your own journey in your life, or to explore different paths that you may not have been exploring before. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.